Thank you for tuning in to the Patricia Show. My name is Patricia. Please press like, subscribe, and share. And then share this audio with someone who you may think needed. Now, the last audio we talked about God's perfection. God lives in a world of perfection. It cannot see any of your imperfections. It doesn't even know of imperfections. I'm speaking of your mighty I am presence. Your Christ self is your discriminating self. It could see your imperfections. But your super consciousness, which is your I am self, cannot see your imperfections. So when you're praying, you got hit by a car and you're praying, God help me, help me, help me. It doesn't see your imperfections. It only sees you as perfect. So now how can you apply this to your life? By seeing yourself as perfect. If you see yourself as perfect at all times, you will manifest perfection in your world. Nothing can stop that. Nothing. How you see yourself is how you manifest. It's how you will manifest. So, like if you have pain and you're hurting and you're paining all the time, and you see yourself with these pains or hurtings, that's what you're going to manifest. But if you see yourself as pain free and as perfect, just like your Father in heaven is perfect, that is what you'll manifest. Keep in your mind that you are perfection, and you shall manifest perfection. Just like God keeps in his mind that you are perfect, so he doesn't see you any other way. I hope this is something that you all can understand. Because if you can understand that God sees you as perfection, then maybe you can see and start practicing as seeing yourself as perfect. I guarantee you, your whole life will change. Let's do that together, people. Let's start today seeing our entire lives as perfect. No imperfection can live in our world because we are perfect. Let's begin to see that in ourselves. And then let's sit back and wait and watch the changes take place. Because if you can only see perfection, that's all that's gonna happen in your world is perfection. Imperfection will not be able to enter your world if you only see in your world as being perfect. If you only see your world as full of light, then nothing but light can come in your world because that's all you see in your world. If you see your world with drama, that's all that enter your world is lots of drama. If you see your life as being confusion, that's all that'll enter your life is confusion. Whatever you see your life as, that is how it can manifest. So let's start, people, today and pick something that we would like to see our life manifest, and then hold that picture and watch it manifest. It takes 21 days for a new belief to form. And after the 21 days, we should start seeing it manifest. Now, it might manifest sooner than that because it's always said that if you make a decision to change something in your life, it begins to happen right away. But let's see ourselves as living a perfect life. We are a perfect example of God, a perfect extension of God. We are pure light. Let's start seeing ourselves as light. Let's see ourselves as magnificent, pure light that's full of perfection. And everything we touch turns into perfection. Everything we touch turns into perfection. Everything we touch is perfection. What is perfection? What do we mean by perfection? Love, peace, and harmony. That is what we mean when we say perfection. Let's start seeing our entire world filled with perfection. You know, as I'm saying this, I'm thinking about how my thoughts, what I've been thinking about lately. And it has not been that of perfection. Because, when you focus on the thoughts of other people, when they come around you, it magnifies. I remember reading this years ago, that only focus on people's good, and that's what will manifest to you, people's good. If you focus on a person's fault, that's the same first thing gonna come to you when you see that person is their fault, because that's what you're focusing on, their imperfections. But if you focus on their perfections, what are you gonna see? Their perfections. You're not gonna even notice the imperfections. And if you notice them, you might just, it's not gonna be anything that's going to be of any consequential thought. Let's practice that. Only seeing the perfection in ourselves. And then we can extend it to others. That we only see the perfection in others. We only see the God in others, because that is the perfection in others. Wonder what our world would be like if we only see perfection in it. But I want us to see ourselves as perfection. So let's see ourselves as pure light, and knowing that we are one with that light. Me and the light are one and the same. And let's see that light. When we see ourselves, let's see ourselves in the form of light, which is the form of perfection. And watch that perfection manifest in our life, heal our lives, because light heals. And then maybe you can write in the comments, the more you focus your attention on your perfection, what happens in your life? What manifests in your life when you're focusing on yourself as pure light, as pure perfection, as pure good? Even when I'm talking to you, hear about it, I feel a chill going throughout my body. Just to imagine if I'm pure light. And then as I sit here and, looking at myself like out of my corner of my eye, I see myself as light. And then I begin to feel this chill in my body, knowing that I am pure light, radiant light, glowing light, intensifying light. That is my true self. So instead of focusing on my human self, I'm going to focus on my authentic self, which is pure light. Let's do this, people, and change our world. Let's focus on our authentic self, which is pure light. Can you hold that in your consciousness day after day after day? Pure light, that you are pure light. Again, it takes 21 days to take on a new belief. So what would happen after the 21st day? It may take, it takes 21 days to put a new belief in, but it might be, 21 days is 3 weeks. It might be 6 weeks before you ever see anything. Can you hold it there? Because our attention span is so short. So if you don't see anything, you'll just say, oh my goodness, it ain't doing nothing. And just because you don't see it don't mean it ain't doing nothing. So can you hold your attention on your perfection for longer than 21 days, for 6 weeks? For 21 days, it takes 21 days to create a new belief pattern. That doesn't mean that that belief pattern won't be there. It just maybe you won't physically manifest it. Things begin to happen and we might not see it as quickly. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean it's not happening. Or can you focus yourself on your perfections for as long as it takes to create a whole new you that is filled with prosperity and perfection in your world? Or fill your world with a world of perfection. What is perfection again? Love, the light, harmony. We are facing a very critical time in this world where we could possibly go into World War III. Do you know that could be avoided if we all came together and brought light into this world? Do you know that could be avoided? Even if we all got together at a certain time and just focused our attention and brought in the light. It says in the Bible, where two or more are joined together, that is where I'll be. That's where I'll be, meaning that's where the Lord will be. If we join together and band together to bring in this divine light in this world and let it consume and annihilate this darkness, we will avert a war. We could avert a war if we were to do this. You could change a man's heart with the light. Why couldn't you change the world? You can. We can. Together we could do anything because we are powerful beings. We are creators. We created this madness on this earth, and we can change it. How do we create it? Our negative thinking, our selfishness. Some people are so selfish, they're narcissistic. So just like we created the imperfections in this world, we can create a perfect world. But any time you want to change the world, we have to change ourselves first. So let's start by changing ourselves, by focusing our attention on our perfections. See ourselves as light and create more light in our world. Because again, our authentic self is light. You think about this. Think about it. Your authentic self is light. Thank you so much for tuning into the Patricia Show. My name is Patricia. Have a good week.